In this video, we'll discuss the lead and log Windows functions. The lead function is used to access subsequent row data along the current row data. Now the log function is used to access previous row data along the current row data. The order by clause is required, while the partition by clause is optional. The offset parameter tells the number of rows to lead or log by. The default value is the default value to return if the number of rows to lead or log goes beyond the first row or the last row in a table or partition. If the default value is not specified, then null is returned. Now to see how this works, we're going to be using the product table. So I'm going to write a simple select statement asterisk from production.product table. So let's execute this. Now for simplicity, let's say for the current product, we want to find out the next activity stock level that will be coming up. We can use the lead function to achieve this. So my expected result is that for the first product, right, it will show the next safety product as 1000. For the second one, it will show it as 800. So now let's make a small change to the query and include only the columns we want in the result set. So I'm going to say product ID, product name, product number, and I'm going to grab the safety stock level. So we're going to just grab the lead syntax. So it's lead and we want the column that we want it to lead by, right? So it's a safety stock level. For now, we're not going to specify any offset value or default value. So let's remove this parameter and we're going to be ordering by the product ID. And I'm going to give this a column alias as next stock level. Now let's execute this statement. As you can see, for each row, it shows the subsequent value. So for the first row, it has 1000 and the next one was 1000. So the 1000 is here. In the second row, we have a safety stock level of 1000 and the next level is 800. And as you can see, the next level is 800 here. Now if you scroll down to the end, right, you'll see that there's a null value for the last record. This is because it is leading forward by 1. So there will always be one that is left out. So the default offset is 1. Now if we change the default offset from 1 to say 5, you will see what happens to the result. So let's change it to 5. Now let's execute this. Now the next stock level is offset by 5 rows. So if we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you'll see that it starts at the 5th row from the first record. If you scroll down to the end of the result set, you'll see that. So this is where the default value comes in handy. The default value takes care of these null records. So if we were supposed to specify the comma and set the default value to say 0, then those null values will be replaced with zeros. So if we scroll down and check the result again, you'll see that these values start with 0. So the lead looks ahead and the log looks behind. So let's copy this. Now let's paste. So instead of next, we're going to say previous. And instead of lead, we're going to change the function to log. So this is saying look 5 rows behind for the next result, right? So based on this result set, if we were supposed to look 5 rows behind, right, or in the past, there's no data. So the first 5 rows will be null, right? So let's execute this again. So the null values here were replaced with a 0 because I specified 0 here, right? So it doesn't start looking forward until the 6th row. Right? So here we're in line 6 and then the previous record would be the record in line 5. The previous stock level here would be 1000. We can also use the partition by clause with the lead and log functions. So to summarize, the lead function looks ahead and the log function looks behind. There are various window functions available out there. There are a lot of window functions available out there, so we won't be able to cover all of them in this course. So I'll leave a link to additional resource in the resource section of this lecture.